The content you're about to enjoy comes from the archives of The Best You. We're devoted to the very best in personal development. With a magazine and resources dedicated to inspiring and changing people's lives. At The Best You, we work with the world's leading writers and trainers on the evolution of the self, and people whose journeys have been affected by their work and words. For more information, go to www.thebestyou.co.
So first of all, thank you very much for coming. I know there's so many different things to see here, and so I really didn't know what to expect, who would be here, so I thank you. So for the next 20 minutes, I'm going to tell you about how I went from a kind of underachieving dyslexic person to an entrepreneur, how I found a business model and an industry that I didn't know existed 3 years ago, and how I've been able to now change my life and run a business from what I call the beach, and I'll explain a little bit about that. But it's really about how I can run a business from a laptop anywhere. But a lot of it has got to do with personal development, and I'm going to include about personal development and how that has affected me. So first of all, just to introduce myself, my name's Camilla Gray, and I am a business owner. I have a couple of businesses. I'm a wife, and I have 2 kids. So I've got a 9-year-old and a nearly 8-year-old. And so I am often busy, and I just wanted to give you that background to me so that you can understand that busy people can also have lives that can fit around and businesses that fit around what you want to do in life. So my first slide about speak the truth, even if your voice shakes. And just to let you know, every slide is taken from my Instagram account, so I'm big on quotes. And for me, this really resonated because I think it's really important for you to kind of know what you want to do, and that's often quite a difficult thing to get your head around. And so I think when you are being truth to yourself, this is when you kind of light comes into your life, I suppose. So personal development and commitment to personal development has been quite a monumental part to my success, and now I can't really imagine life without it. So when I was at 16 and at school, I remember seeing a careers advisor, and we sat down and she said, right, Camilla, what A-levels are you going to do? And I said, I don't know. And she said, well, I think we need to pick the subjects you haven't failed at. So I was like, oh, okay. And so while everyone else is, doing what they want to do and planning their university life and what they were good at, I was left going, well, I guess I'll do religious education, I guess I'll do history of art, and I guess I'll do drama. 3 things that I didn't really care too much about, but that's what I had to do. And being a dyslexic, you just learn in a different way, and it doesn't necessarily fit into school way. It certainly didn't back then. I'm older than I would like to be, and so this was a while ago. So I was very different. I wore purple glasses, which I was given to help correct the way I read. I looked different. I had to go into a special room to do exams, and I was kind of, I don't know, I was like the stupid one, I suppose. And but it's not until now I realised that what was my disability is now my superpower, and I am different to how other people think. And this kind of fell into the university side of things. When I went to uni, I got into uni, amazingly, but I was doing something called an HND, which my friends used to joke meant have no degree. I didn't care. I was at uni. I was having fun, and I was drinking, and I was going out, and I was enjoying life. So I left uni. I scraped through uni, and I went to a recruitment consultant, and she said, okay, what do you want to do? And I said, I don't know. And she said, what are you good at? And I was like, I don't know. And she said, well, you're really chatty, so I think you should go into sales. So I was like, okay, cool, I'll go into sales. And I got a job at the FT. Now, I failed my maths GCSE 4 times, so I was like, oh my God, I'm going to go and work for a financial newspaper. The irony was just ridiculous. So anyway, I worked there for a few years, and I must admit, I liked earning money. So sales was good because I earned money. But I didn't really like being an employee. I didn't really like being told when I could go to lunch or when I could go on holiday. And so I did something that my parents were really pissed off about at the time. I said, I'm going to stop working and I'm going to go and travel the world. And they said, really? But you're doing so well in your career. And I was like, but I don't want to do this. And so off I went and I followed my passion and I became a scuba dive instructor.
For complimentary resources from my book, my complimentary e-course, The Power of the Question, or recommended reads, go to www.thequestion.com/resources. For more information on my coaching or mentoring, go to www.bernardo-moya.com.
And I lived for 4 years in Southeast Asia, Australia, Egypt, amazing places, doing something that not everybody were particularly pleased that I was doing, including my parents. But I just thought, you know what, this is what I want to do. And what I realised that during this time, I discovered that I liked teaching people. It was something that I was good at and something that came easily to me. I think probably what it was, now that I can reflect back, so I was actually just doing something I finally liked. And so off I became a scuba dive instructor. I met my husband when we were in Malaysia. He was also doing a path less travelled. And we came back to England, and I thought, there's no way that I'm going to go and work for someone again. So I set up my own business, which is a painting holiday company in Portugal. And I did that with my father, and it's been going for 10 years, and I absolutely adore it. My father sadly passed away a couple of years ago, so it's now solely my business. And I also dabbled in an e-commerce site. So I took over a company, and I took over a company, and I then sold it. Wow, who'd have thought? The stupid girl from school took over a company and sold it. And I was like, yes, I can do something. And so that gave me quite a lot of confidence that actually I did have business acumen. I was business-minded. And so it was around this time that a friend of mine, who was a really good friend of mine from my corporate days, she phoned me up and said, I've got this wellness business I think you should do. I said, I don't know anything about wellness. She said, it doesn't matter, you don't need to know anything about wellness. So being a yes person, I thought, well, I'm going to go and meet her. And I'm really glad I did, because she introduced me to an industry that I just didn't know existed. And I've always been very much a cheerleader for anyone that I meet that I like, or any friends of mine. You know, if someone says to me, oh, God, I've got a bad back, I can say, oh, my God, I know a really good chiropractor. I'm always recommending things. I recommend where I get my trainers from. I recommend what restaurants I've been to. And so I just want to have a quick show of hands. Has anyone seen The Greatest Showman? Is it not the best film that you've seen in years? So if you haven't, go see it tonight. So I recommend things. And so she said, oh, it's just his business. All you do is you recommend products. So I was like, okay, all right, I reckon I can do that. So I recommend products to people, products that you and I use and the rest of the Western world on a daily basis. And so that was what I did 3 years ago. I started a business, as well as my other business, recommending products. Now, I don't remember what my business partner, I don't remember what she told me about the company, or I don't really remember any of those details. But I really remember how she made me feel. And I just thought, God, this girl has got she's won the lottery on life. She's nailing it. And that's what it made me feel like. And I said to her, how come you are just so happy and vivacious? And she was like, because I'm doing what I want to do. And if I want to go and pick the kids up from school, I go pick the kids up from school. I don't work for anyone. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And I followed her, and that's what I did. So if I could sum up my business in 2 sentences, I just teach people that by switching their brand of shampoo, they can earn an income. So what does personal development have to do with being a success? First of all, you absolutely need to know why you are doing anything in life. So why aren't you hitting that snooze button? Why are you getting up? And for me, I thought I knew what my why was. You know, I wanted to make money. I wanted to live mortgage-free. I'm not quite there yet. I want to have a nice car. all the materialistic things. I saw a business coach, and if any of you haven't invested in a business coach, I highly recommend you do, because they really help you to kind of move forward in life. And it was quite an awkward conversation, because I was kind of telling him why I was doing it, and he kept saying, well, no, why are you doing it? And I was like, I told you why. And then actually we knuckled down that I wanted total and utter freedom. I wanted that freedom of when I was a scuba dive instructor, when I could travel the world. I wanted that for me, and I wanted that for my kids. So absolutely, you need to know what your why is. Okay. So fast forward a few years, and I've realised that part of my dream and belief is to teach people that there is another way. I want to share my experiences, I want to do public speaking, I want to do my own TED Talks, and I absolutely know that I will be doing these things because I've made a plan and I am going to achieve it. It's absolutely vital that you write down your goals, but it's also vital that you assess them. Because if they're not doing what you want them to do, then you just need to be adaptable to that and change. What I've realised when I worked in sales, I got no. You know, when you work in sales and you're doing advertising and you're asking people, you know, do you want to buy this advertising space? And they hang up on you, or, you know, you get a lot of no's, and that's fine. And you just carry on, and they always say, don't worry, it's just a numbers game. And so you just get used to that no. Or when you're at school and you're failing your exams and they're saying, you know, you're going to have to do that A-level because you can't do anything else. All of that did have an effect on me. And I kind of just didn't feel very worthy. And so personal development has really made me see that I am worthy. And so I think it's really important to look at your values to help you determine what's most important to you. Who do you want to work with? Who do you want to do business with? Who do you want to follow on Instagram? Find people that have the same things that you like. There's no point just doing things to please whoever it is. Do it for you. And then it's good to... So also, it's really good that you're not chasing other people's dreams, you're chasing your own dreams. And looking back on things, if you find that something hasn't gone your way, or it's been a difficult thing, try and find the positive in it. Try and find, what did you learn from that? And through personal development, I've learned not to dwell on the no's, but I just sit down and think, how can I do that differently? For example, today was a massive risk. You know, I'm willing to take that risk, but this could have been an empty room. You could all be staring at me thinking, what the hell is she talking about? But I was prepared to take that risk, and I will learn from it. If it goes well, it goes well. If it doesn't, then I'll learn from it. And I love this quote by J.K. Rowling, that it's impossible to live without failing at something unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have not lived at all, in which case you fail by default. So how do I fit personal development in as being 2 businesses, 2 kids? My kids are noisy. I don't sit down and go, oh, I've got a nice 10 minutes. So a book that absolutely changed everything for me was something called The Miracle Morning. So hands up if you've read it. Cool, perfect. That's a load of you that are going to have to get that book and start it. So what The Miracle Morning does, in a nutshell, it tells you to wake up an hour earlier. And I was like, oh my God, I don't want to wake up an hour earlier. I already wake up early enough as it is. But what you're doing is you are fitting in various different things in that hour. So meditation, affirmations, visualization, exercise. That can just be stretching for me, because I'm not going to do a HIIT workout at 6:30 in the morning, and reading and writing down goals. And so for me, I was like, God, I always have such a chatty brain. How the hell am I going to meditate? And so I can really highly recommend an app called Calm, which just gives you 10 minutes of meditation, and it's guided meditation. And the best thing about it is that after about 8 minutes, she starts talking. So you listen to her. So you're kind of only really doing 8 minutes of meditation. But I can honestly say that it sets your day up in a totally different way.
For more information on collaborating, partnering, sponsoring, supporting, or speaking at any of our events or finding out more about our legacy clubs, go to www.thebestyou.co.
If you're interested in finding out more about the amazing content we have, please go to www.thebestyou.online and get your 14-day free trial now.
Now, another big part of being successful is having vision. So before you can be successful, you have to decide to be successful. Think and act like an entrepreneur. We're ingrained, even at school, to think like an employee. If you think now, and I know this because I've got kids at school, they say, what do you want to be when you grow up? And they go, I want to be a teacher, I want to be a doctor, and there's no one that says, I want to be an entrepreneur, because it's just, we're just not ingrained to think like that. And so try and be different and try and do the things that you haven't been taught to do. And to get where you want, you have to have big vision. So what I want you to do is a quick exercise, okay, is to just write down, and you know, if you haven't got a pen, don't worry, think about it, but write down 2 or 3 things, goals that you want to achieve in the next couple of years. And now what I want you to do is to just write down again, if money was no object, are those goals the same or are they different? Because the chances is that your vision might be a little bit limited. Whereas if you thought, actually, money is no object, what is my vision? Is it the same? Are they the same goals? And if they are different, then you maybe need to look at working on your vision. And vision can be as big or as little as you want it to be. So Henry Ford, who invented the motor vehicle, the world thought he'd gone absolutely mad. You know, they're just like, what are you talking about? You can't do that. They ridiculed him. They thought he was absolutely crazy to pursue such a wild vision. So whatever you think you can or think you can't, you're right. So the world is changing, and with change comes about opportunity. I've found a business model that I can sit on the beach for 6 weeks of the year and work my business. I've got a mouth, I've got a mobile phone, and I've got a desire to be successful. So I think, thankfully, we are getting to a stage in life where we don't necessarily have to go to the office. We could just do it from the comfort of our own home or the beach. I'm not telling you that you can quit your day job. I'm just saying you could. So change begins with you. I didn't have to stop doing what I was doing, okay? I didn't have to suddenly go, right, I need to stop running my other business. All I needed to do was just fit in this whole word of mouth advertising, fitted into what I was doing. I'm already buying shampoo, conditioners, mascara. I didn't leave the house without mascara, and I know most women generally don't. Now, you might not be a makeup person, and that's absolutely fine, but just by a show of hands, can you just raise your hand if you had a shower today? Good. Keep your hands raised if you brushed your teeth. Hopefully everyone. So we are always doing these things anyway. So all I've done is I've just switched my brand and I redirected that household spend into my own store. And I've taught other people to do the same. And by doing that, I've created an income and a business where I can go and lie on the beach for 6 weeks and work my business. Books are a major part, so I'm just going to give you a couple of books that I think really, really help to just break the mold. And my top one is The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins, and she also does incredible TED Talks. It's an absolute game changer. You Are a Badass by Jen Senkro. Sorry, I can't remember exactly how to pronounce her surname. Now, I'm a bit woo-woo, so I love a bit of personal development and I love a good book. However, if you are not into that, then You Are a Badass absolutely just nails it because it just talks in a very much a language that we all understand. So the best investment you can do is in yourself. and that will really help you to do whatever it is that you desire to do. Now, I'm on stand D31. I would love any of you to come and see me, say hi, tell me what you think, try any products, learn about more what I do. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you. I got through it. I was a little bit nervous, but thank you very much.
For more information, go to www.thebestyou.co.